A hard-fought contest in the rain on the south coast sees Brighton hold title challengers Arsenal to a 1-1 draw. The Seagulls much improved in the second half. For Arsenal, it leaves them 5 points off leaders Liverpool, who have 2 games in hand. So, Ian, how are you feeling after all that?
Very disappointed, obviously, the way it's panned out. But I think you have to take... You take the draw and you move on. There's not much you can do about it when you get a decision like that. From me, you know, in my opinion. But I think in the end, second half, again, you look to the bench, there's not too much other than Odegaard coming on, Martinelli. We just needed a little bit more firepower off the bench, maybe.
Yeah, there is one big talking point in that game, and it was the way that Brighton came back into the contest via the penalty spot. And that's because of this coming together between William Saliba and João Pedro. Glenn.
Well, I obviously disagree with Ian because I think it is a penalty. I think it's effectively a challenge. Saliba is just slightly late. Effectively, if it's on the floor and you get first to the ball and you make contact with the player, it's a penalty, and therefore, for me, that is a clear and obvious penalty.
You know what? I watched Kulusevski and Anthony Gordon today, and I'm thinking they've not given that as a pen, but they can give this as a pen. Where's the consistency? It's pathetic. Kulusevski's nearly broken his nose. He's just gone to try and head the ball here. It's like I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what, because I saw that one. It's not a pen, but this is. Come on, man! It's ridiculous. We've got the worst in Europe in respect of the decisions they make. They're the worst I've seen. These lot.
Well, let's try and get some clarity, shall we? Former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher joins us now from the Match Centre. Always good to see you, Dermot.
Thank you.
So, let's have a look at that. What is your reading of that coming together, collision, headbutt, whatever way you want to put it?
I'm in Glenn's camp, actually, Manish. You know, I think he's unlucky. He goes to head the ball, there's no doubt about it. But if you see, the ball gets moved on there, he goes to try and head the ball, but he catches him on the head. This is a great angle. See, there's the ball moved away, then he comes in and catches him. I think once you do that, it's a foul for me. You know, if that happens in the halfway circle, the referee's going to give a foul. So I think a penalty. Tough call for the referee. You know, he took his time, he run it through his head, and I don't mind that. But I think he's got it right.
Yeah, and I suppose the reason we're debating this is because we very rarely see something like that happen, don't we?
We were actually discussing it during the match, and I can't ever remember that happening before. It's such an unusual incident. But you look at it, and it's very, very difficult when you see it in a cold light of day like that to say it's not a foul.
What about Kulusevski?
Yeah, so let's have a look then what happened earlier in the day in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Dejan Kulusevski here with Anthony Gordon, not with the head, but with the shoulder. Well, nothing was given here.
I think this is a penalty as well, Manish. I think it's a penalty anyhow, because I think of how he catches him. If you watch there, his shoulders up, he catches him in the face, he catches him in the nose. And you see here, he's nowhere near the ball.
How can they watch this? How can they watch that, and not give that as a pen? But they can watch this one with Saliba and give it as a pen. If they gave that as a pen, then I would take this one, no problem. Yeah. But I'm no way am I taking that as a penalty if they're not giving Kulusevski's one. I mean, the Gordon's one. Yeah. I can't believe it. I can't believe what I've just seen.
And I think, Righty, that's why I'm sat here in front of the camera talking to you, isn't it? Because if they were both given as penalties, you go, fair enough. If they were both given not as penalties, say, fair enough. But when you compare them, without doubt, in my opinion, the Kulusevski is the worst of the two. I think that should be a penalty. The second one's a referee's on-field call, so that's why that's given.
Yeah, the contact is there and clear to see, isn't it?
I feel Kulusevski makes his body a little bit bigger just at the end there to make sure he doesn't get past. And for me, they're both stonewall penalties.
I think the clue here as well, Glenn, is the ball. If you watch the ball, where the ball is in relation to the challenge, he's so late. For me, it's got to be a penalty.
Yeah. Dermot, thanks very much indeed. It's only taken you 4 days of 2025 to get your tin hat on. But thanks very much indeed.
Look at Dermot, his cool blue shirt. Look at him.
Cheers, Dermot, as always. Former Premier League referee, Dermot Gallagher. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that does to appease your point of view. I know at the end of the day, you just want a level of consistency.
That's all it is.
As everybody else does.
See, I'll go with Glenn. Like Glenn says, like he'll give that as a stonewall penalties.
Yeah.
You know, if they gave Kulusevski's, then I would say, yeah, they've got to do it. I'm sorry, the inconsistency is not good enough. I'd go with the same with the Tottenham goal. No, I'm not. Even that one's confused me. I don't know what to believe in it. I don't know what to do.
OK, let's get more reaction now to Arsenal's 1-1 draw away to Brighton, denting the Gunners' title hopes. Here's Thomas Partey.
Thomas, how frustrating not to win that one?
Yeah, it's very frustrating for us. We tried everything to win. Unfortunately, we could not. But this is part of the games. We have to do everything right if we want to win. And at the end of the day, we have to, keep competing to the end.
Big decision was the penalty. There was a clear clash of heads. But what was your view on the decision to point to the spot and the view of the dressing room?
Well, for me personally, I think it can go both ways. Unfortunately, it went against us, so we just have to accept it and move on and, prepare for our next game.
Before the equaliser, given the control the team had, should you have tested the keeper more and should you have won it with your head late on?
Yeah, I think we had a couple of chances that, we could have converted, but as I said today, it didn't happen, and we are very, very frustrated. We have to, take this game away and focus on our next game.
Yeah, so he says he's disappointed. So that's, Ian, 2 wins and a draw for Arsenal since Saka's injury layoff.
Yeah.
A decent return? Yeah. Or were you obviously hoping for more, expecting more or not?
No, there's a decent return. I think when you look at it, obviously it's disappointing not to get the 3 points because it felt like it was in our hands to do it. You have to give Brighton credit for the way they played in the second half, but I think, again, getting the point is still going well. We're still playing well, still in all the competitions. The main thing now is like he said there, Thomas Partey, is that this one's gone now. You just think of the next game now.
Yeah,
just got to keep going.
Well, let's see if the Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta is also similarly philosophical. Here he is now.
Mikel, a point today. You had to grind it out. How do you feel about the point in the performance?
Yeah, well, disappointed because we want to win the game, and we started the game with some good actions, a really good goal, and we knew that it was going to be a really competitive and challenging game, especially as well for the players that we have lost. But we competed. It wasn't our best day, especially with the ball in second half. We gave so many simple balls away that didn't really allow us to dominate the game, and then very disappointed as well with the way that is given the penalty. Very disappointed.
Yeah, your thoughts on the penalty, because it is an unusual penalty.
I've never seen it in my life. And Saliba touches the ball, so, yeah.
No penalty for you, then?
For me, no, clear, no. Yeah.
In terms of creativity, you mentioned giving away the ball a few times, but in terms of how the team created chances, what do you feel was lacking? Because there was a lack of fluidity compared to other matches.
Yeah, because we lost too many simple things that we have to do much better in the areas that Arteta is going to allow you the next phase, and we didn't do that. We play every 3 days as well. I understand that I cannot for sure fault the effort, the intensity, how much we want it, but in terms of the quality that we deliver and the consistency and doing the simple things that have to be right against a really good team, today wasn't to the standards that requires to win the game with margins.
So he said something similarly to what we've already, I suppose, had a conversation about, which is that penalty incident, something that's very rare.
Yeah.
And, in all your years of playing, we've hardly ever seen it.
Yeah, it is. And again, he's flicked it up there. He's making a genuine attempt for the ball there.
Glen's wincing.
I can't, and I think that when you look at, I think there, he's caught him. Obviously, he's caught him there, but then he took the penalty, didn't he, Pedro?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought so the way he's on the floor there. You'd have thought it was a proper Scottish headbutt he's just got there. It's just a little clip where Saliba's trying to head the ball.
OK, on a positive note, Arsenal may have fallen short, but Nwaneri shines again tonight.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, brilliant. Delighted for him. Put him into another game where he needs to come up with the business because he's replacing Saka, and he did it. Scored a good goal for us.
And Brighton showing promise after their dip?
Yeah, always shown promise. They've got so much potential in that squad. It's exciting.
Yeah, OK. We'll have to leave it there. Thanks so much indeed for watching. Thanks indeed for your company, Glen and Ian.